Yep. So man, y'all welcome to the credit to cash flow masterclass. My name is Terrence Carroll for the ones who don't know me. I go by TC. What I do is just help educate people on personal and business credit and teach people how to leverage credit into getting into starting a business or getting into passive income plays that they like. Like I say, I've been doing it for about 3 years now, and like I say, I have a lot of clients that I help. So I got a lot of experience in this field. So what I do is just help people get to a level that they want to reach. Like I say, I've obtained over six figures of myself. Like I say, I have a lot of different passive income plays that I set up for myself that I learned from other people that I'm pouring into you guys tonight. So, like I say, we finna get ready to get into it. It's open. So everybody, if y'all come off mute, man, what city are y'all joining from? I know there's a lot of people from Memphis, but I know a lot of people from a different area. So, what cities y'all coming from tonight?
Like you said, Memphis.
Okay, we got Memphis. Do we got anybody outside of Memphis? I guess that's a better
South Haven, Mississippi.
South Haven. Okay. So
Mobile, Alabama.
Alabama. Okay. Who was that said Alabama? I got some family out there.
I from the Caleb.
Okay.
Caleb.
Big. Okay, Alabama. Okay, so we really just down south tonight. Okay, they cool. So I get it what type of vibe I'm gonna be giving tonight.
What's good, y'all? I've
So
been working with
before I
TC
before, I-
for
before I get into just really talking about myself, like I know important, like I say, y'all time is, and I just want y'all to let know it's not anything fugazi going on. These are people that I help, and these just a couple people that I help. But I just want this, I would just want y'all to see everything
It's
for
good,
y'all
y'all.
self.
I've been working with my boy TC for a little over a few months, y'all. When I tell you this man that got my credit score to almost a 750. Like I don't know about y'all, but life been life for me. When COVID hit, life was life. Life was life, and I ain't ashamed, I ain't none of it. But my boy got me in the door. He disputed so many things off my stuff that I thought couldn't come off. It came off, and now I'm on my way to having a 750 credit score. I'm on my way to getting business funding, something that I really want to really pursue this year. I already know who to go with. So if y'all need somebody, y'all better holler at me.
Okay. Yeah, my bad, y'all.
Good, y'all.
Just a second.
Good, y'all. I've been working with my boy TC for
Low 500s a few months ago, but now my credit score is in the 700. This is all because I've been working with TC and the Capital Consulting team. They have been educating me on credit, and I highly recommend them.
Cool. So I ain't gonna bore y'all with the testimonials. I just wanted to give y'all a couple receipts for y'all get on here. But the next thing is who is Terrence Carroll? Like I say, I go by Terrence Carroll and TC. I'm a father first. I got a little girl about the age of 7 years old. So like I say, I pride myself in being a father. So like I say, I'm a father first. Investor, also investor. I like to invest my capital into different things that's gonna make me money. So this one thing that really make me happy as well. I own a luxury transportation business. I also got a private. I'm a private fleet owner. I own a vending machine service, and I obtained over 600,000. Just everything far as dealing with funding, car assets, everything. I obtained over 600,000, and pretty much of the bank money to being able to leverage. Yep. So if I can't get this out of y'all, this would be beneficial to me because if I see faces, the more faces I see, the more game I give. So if everybody can come off their camera if they able to, once I see faces, it just make me I just go. I just go because I might give you more information than I wanted to give tonight.
Attorney General.
You said what now, boss?
You said turn the camera on.
Yeah. If you want to now, if it's you in a situation when you ain't got to, but the more faces that I see, the more
TC, what's up, my
information I'm
boy?
willing to give.
Oh, wait, though.
I
Can he
appreciate that,
see?
y'all. I appreciate that, y'all. And like I say, y'all can come off on mute. This ain't got to be like a class. This like a workshop. If anybody is
TC,
stuck
what's
at a point to where like when I'm talking about something, you can interrupt me and ask your question while we on that topic.
TC, what's up, my boy?
What's going on, man? Y'all doing all right?
What it do? What it do?
All right. So boom. For a lot of people who don't know my background, I used to play ball from the age of probably about 8 to about 22. I went to a couple different JUCOs, and I went to a Division II and played. Um, I worked at Ashley Funnels right after, and then once I left Ashley Funnels, I got tired of dealing with them. I ended up going to FedEx, and when I went to FedEx, that's when I really started learning about credit, man. I used to drive delivering packages all day, and I had my earphone in my ear, just learning more and more about credit. I came across the guy who was actually my mentor. He just giving me so much different game on his free information as far as YouTube, and I just found myself listening to him just because I wanted to change my situation. I don't know about y'all, man, but when I was working a 9 to 5, I used to hate. I used to hate my job. I used to hate getting up in the morning. I used to hate how my boss used to talk to me. So I was always trying to find a way out. So I was listening to this podcast. Like I say, that was my first that was my first introduction into credit. Hold on, let me let a couple more people in. Yeah, so that was my first introduction to credit, and like I said, that was really got the game started for me. Let's go. Man, so many people coming in, y'all. Everybody want to come in. All right. So next. So what really got me into the credit game, man, I'm gonna be real transparent with y'all tonight. I was in a situation to where my engine went out on my truck and I couldn't get back and forth to work. This is at Walmart. And when I couldn't get back and forth to work, it allowed me to lose my job. So at that point, after I lost my job, I got evicted. So once everything, all those started falling in a row, I got evicted. I had to move back to my mom's house. So at this particular point, I had a girlfriend. We had 3 kids, and as a man, they could be a little bit embarrassing moving in, bringing your family to your mom's house. So it took a little manhood hit for me. But I was eventually once I eventually started looking for a car, I kept getting denied. Like I went to car lot after car lot after car lot, and I kept getting denied. And I'm like, man, why I keep getting denied? That's when I really took a dive into credit. They were like, man, your credit score at a 496. You can't get nothing. So it was this one company took a chance on me called Credit Acceptance. And as y'all see over here to the right, it was at a 22.99%. Pretty much when they took a chance on me. And like if anybody know APR, that's like paying double for anything. So when I realized I was paying double, I started diving more and more to credit. I'm like, man, they busting me up. I'm thankful for it, but they busting me up. And that's when I realized I said I wasn't gonna never be late on nothing else. I'm gonna really take this credit stuff serious. And from then on there, I just been growing since then. Obstacles that I overcame and that what you're gonna have to come over to. Doubt. The information I'm about to teach y'all tonight, man, you can have doubt in it because if you never seen it before, you gonna have doubt because you was like, man, I ain't never been at this level before. So it's always gonna have you kind of always guessing. But I'm telling you, the doubt, you got to get over the doubt. Information is what's gonna take you to the next level. So man, you got to get over the doubt. I can't say that, can't stress that enough. Environment. My environment is key. Man, if you around people that's not doing anything on the day to day, I'm gonna be real with you, man. You really wasting your time, and you gotta move yourself out that environment. You gotta get around people environment who got stuff going on. The reason why I say this, it ain't about the amount of money they got in their pocket. It's about what type of information, what type of energy they giving off. So environment gonna be important, especially when you get into a field like this, because once you start climbing up the ladder on the information I'm about to give you, you literally got to switch your environment to being able to be around people who thinking like you, so you'll be able to climb that ladder. The third one is hate. Like I say, tell people all the time, if you ain't getting people hating on you, bro, you ain't really doing nothing. That's whatever you're doing. And with this, you're gonna have a lot of hate just because, like I say, a lot of people ain't gonna see where you trying to go because everybody on this call in a situation where they trying to better themselves or better something. So when you start actually putting in the energy and you start executing the information, it's gonna be strange to them. It's gonna be different. They're gonna be like, oh shit, that's a little different. And like I say, that just come with it as well. Discipline. Next thing is discipline. When it comes down to discipline, none of this work if you're not disciplined. If you're not disciplined, none of this work. I tell people you might as well not start because you have to be disciplined into every strategy that you're working in. Because if not, all your hard work gonna go down the drain. It only take one thing going wrong off you not being disciplined to something going wrong. And then your belief system. Your belief system has to be high, man. You gotta believe you can do more, you can have more. You gotta believe that. It starts with you. Nobody else is going to believe you if you don't believe in yourself. So these 5 things are so key before we get the information tonight. Mentorship. I'm gonna tell y'all why mentorship is so important. We only know 100% of what we know already to this current date. The reason why, if we knew more, we'll be doing better. So this is for all of us. So when it comes down to mentorship, it has to be somebody doing what you're trying to do already, and you have to be able to look up to that person in order to grow. Because without mentorship, you literally gonna be running, jogging in place, or it's gonna take you something that could have took you a year is gonna take you 10, 15 years because you decided you didn't want no help. So remember, all of us need mentorship and help to get to the next level on where we're trying to go. And last but not least, execution. Before we get into this information, if I give you this information and you ain't doing nothing with this free information, because there's gonna be some gems drop, it's just information. If you not executing and going, taking actionable steps to the information, it's just information that's in your head. You really have to start executing this information for you to see the results. So let me ask all y'all a question, man. How often do y'all check y'all checking account? When y'all get paid from y'all job or whatever y'all doing from your business, how often y'all checking y'all checking account?
Every day.
Every day.
Oh God.
A few
Every
times
day.
today, goddamn.
No,
Every day.
Facts. So I'm the same way. I check my account every day, man. So much, stuff going on, man. I gotta get up and check my account. Let me ask y'all this: how many people checking their credit report every day?
Every day.
Nah,
Every
I
day.
ain't
Okay,
checking
I
my
like the
credit
sound of
every
it.
day.
No,
I ain't checking that every day.
Took credit.
For sure. So I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. If you knew how much your credit report was worth, you would check that motherfucker every day. And the reason why I say that is because when you looking at your credit report, it's when it come down to your
Go back to the phone, babe.
Why do they matter? I just go here so I can see what they looking like when he asks the questions, and the information is right here, though.
Whoever that, could y'all please go on mute for me, please. All right. So when it come down to your credit report, you should be checking that every day because your 9 digits, your social security number is so important, and there's so much stuff going on. If you're not checking it every day, somebody could literally be using your information going to get something that you desire, and you don't even know it if you ain't checking your report every day. So for everybody on this call, I just tell y'all need to make sure y'all checking y'all report every day.
But wait. If you checking your credit every day, don't that cost money? Because you do the free annual credit, but don't you gotta pay for every day?
Nah, that's a great question, boss. You got so many different things, like far as like you got Experian.com that's free. You got accounts like Credit Karma. Credit Karma is not good to use to check before you go apply for something, but Credit Karma is something good to have if you trying to check and see what's actually on your report, if your credit report being ran or anything of that nature. So you don't have to pay. And then annualreport.com, they give you your credit report, I think, every once a month for free. So yeah, bro, you don't have to spend money to pay for to check your credit report.
So once a month you get it for free. I thought it was once a year.
No, man, it's like once a month, bro. It was a situation when it was once a year, but man, that's been like 2-3 years ago. Ever since COVID hit, I think, man, they've been giving they allow you to get all 3 bureaus once a month once you actually go to annualreport.com.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. So, a lot of people they talk down on our country, man, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a proud American because I'm gonna tell you why. we are one of the only countries to where I can have $0 in my pocket, zero, and I can have a structured credit profile, and I can go get 100,000 from the bank, going from 0 to 100 to start investing with. It may be some other countries out there, but I ain't heard of them. So it's like we have to take advantage of what America giving us, bro. Y'all literally leaving money on the table, and I know a lot of people sometimes they struggling in situation, but with a structured credit profile, you will be able to go from 0 to 100,000 and learn how to invest this money. And like I say, you can turn up overnight when it come down to actually getting your credit profile right and getting funded. All right, so now we finna get into the consultation. Give me just a second. Somebody else coming in. Boom. All right, so for the goals that you're gonna learn in class today, we're gonna learn how to build a credit report from scratch. I don't care if you in the process of building, if you don't got no experience, this is the class for you. I don't care where you at, you're gonna be able to get this information and just go and be able to execute this information next day, to be real. So we're gonna learn to build a credit report from scratch. We're gonna learn how to structure your business. A lot of us got our business. We got an EIN and a business account number. We don't have our business laid out right. When it's time about going to get money from the bank, we don't want to look like a small business. We want to look like a growing business. So I'm gonna give y'all the game on what that look like. And then my favorite is I'm gonna teach you guys leveraging your credit cards to produce income, scaling with 0% funding. 0% APR is pretty much if I get approved for a credit card and it's 0% for 12 months, I literally could invest this credit card and I literally don't have to pay the minimum for 12 months before they start charging me interest. So this is why I tell people this the way I like to scale. I don't look into going into too many loans. I like to scale with credit cards, personal and business credit cards at that.
So what do you tell, like, this for me really? So
Yes, sir.
I know I want to have a business, but I don't know what business to start. So what business would you recommend if I don't know a business to start? And
Right.
using this.
Yeah, who's speaking to me? Because that's a great question. I'm trying.
This Jamal.
Jamal. Okay, boom, boom. All right, so Jamal, when it comes down to creating a business, bro, it has to be something that you like. It's gonna be something you got to do your due diligence on. You can't. I can have a business plan, but it may be completely different from your business plan. So you literally have to figure out what you like, and there's so many different things to get into, bro. What do you like? I'm gonna just ask that real quick.
Well, really, I just like fixing stuff, but I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna really monetize that. I be busy. I'm in the Navy too.
Okay, yeah. Nah, facts, bro. We can hop on a one-on-one. I can get more detail from you, and I can kind of give you alignment on, how to being able to get this credit and see what you can invest it into. But everything don't have to be a business either. It could be a passive income play. Like you can find something that you like, far as like I do vending machines. I rent out cars. So I do stuff like that I don't have to necessarily be there. It just make money itself. So it's different things you can get into. But we most definitely touch up on it. We'll just book a call and we can get more information on it.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the personal credit. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple small things that I do with my credit repair company. When I start, when it come down to before I dispute anything on my credit, these are the three secondary agencies that you need to opt out of. We want to opt out of LexisNexis, Innovis, and ARS. These three companies, secondary reporting agencies, are pretty much where, if you're familiar with TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, these bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they go to secondary agencies once you start disputing on your profile, and they go to these companies to get information off you. But I tell people, if you opt out of it, now they ain't able to release that information, whatever they got, and now this will increase your chances of getting stuff removed off your credit. So make sure, like I say, opt out of these companies right here if you're looking to doing your own credit as well.
Hey, bro, I got a question, bro.
Let's go.
How long is that opt-out last? You know what I mean? I remember when I first route with you. Matter of fact, I think I think I'm still opted out. Now I think about, but I think it stopped me from being able to get some, bro, last year. I can't remember if you can just touch on it.
For sure, for sure. So opt out, you opt out indefinitely, like and eternally until you opt in. Like once you opt out,
Oh, matter of fact, that would it. My bad. They flagged me. I opted out. So when I was trying to go for, something, and they flagged me for like fraud, not fraud, but it was like just to make sure they had to contact somebody to make sure, like, okay,
yeah, no, yep. So when it come down, once we get done with the profile, you can opt in. Once you opt in, now everybody can get your information again. So going through the credit repair process, opting out is like I say, they can't get your information, so it help your dispute flow go way easier. But once you get done with it, once you opt in, everything should be back to rolling.
okay, that makes sense. Appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. So when it come down to personal information, this is one of the things I check before I do anything with any account, any inquiry, anything that's negative on my credit. I'm going to check my personal information. When I look at my credit profile, the goal is to have one name, one address, one phone number, one employer, and making sure they got your correct date of birth. When I'm working with so many clients day to day, I couldn't even tell you how many names that I see that's misspelled on the credit profile to where they'll have a correct name, they'll have a sister name, they'll have a name misspelled. And they have like also AKA, also known as names too. So remember, whatever's on your government driver license, that's the name you go by. I don't care what happened in the past. If the last name, whatever on your government driver license, that's the name you get on there. The reason why I say that, it'll help your dispute process go way easier too. One address. I tell people if you used to live at older addresses, you can remove those as well. I just want my current address on my credit profile. One phone number. Just make sure they got your up-to-date phone number because they will trust me. They'll have your numbers from 10 years ago. You'll have a line of numbers on there. One employer, and like I say, make sure the date of birth is correct. So boom, this one of my clients, he allowed me to use this for one of his examples. This how your credit profile, as far as your personal information, look when you get a tri-merge credit report, you will be able to see everything on one TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. As you see right here on TransUnion, where we see Michael Shane Williams, and then they got Williams Michael Shane. Like here, the last name at the bottom that need to be removed because that's not who he is. We gonna look at his experience. His experience is clean. That's how you want your credit to look. When you look at his Equifax, they got his name spelled wrong. His first name spelled wrong on the first one, where they got Michael versus Micheal. The reason why this is so important, this sets you up for getting a lot of items deleted because, like I say, once that name drop off and they can't prove that is you, because once you show them the government ID, that ain't you. This is going to help the dispute flow go way smoother. So, and when it come down to addresses, you see how many different addresses he got on his credit profile? Like far as like the 1713 Tacoma right here on the TransUnion. So what we did is we got all these addresses removed because this is going to help clean up the profile way easier, guys. Boom. So we'll get into the makeup of what's your credit profile makeup of, like far as the credit pie. So when it come down to payment history is going to be the biggest thing when it come down to looking at your credit report. I've seen somebody literally go from a 790 all the way down to a 680 off one late payment. I tell people if you can, it's like life, man. You can do right 99 times, but that one time you mess up, they gonna always, bury you for it. So it's the same thing with the credit bureaus. So we'll go to amount owed with the 30%. This when I tell people, like, when you need to have a structured credit profile, we're gonna get into that later. Like the more accounts you got on your profile and the more debt that they see that you can handle, that's gonna help increase your credit profile because that's gonna make up 30% of that. The more debt you got on there and that you handling, they're gonna say, okay, we can get this person a larger limit, and they reward you for it with points just by having that amount owed on there. Length of credit history. I tell people you need to have at least 3 to 4 years or more on your credit profile. You get points to having length of credit history. There's gonna be the difference between a person coming in there with a 6-month credit history versus a 3-year credit history. They scores won't be as high as that person if all the other data points are hidden. New credit. For some reason, remember credit is a metric game that they like to play. You can be people be wondering how do I get to that perfect 850 credit score? The new credit is 10%, and that's gonna be that push to get you over because you can have a lot of old accounts that you took care of, made timely payments on, but once them accounts get too old, I always tell people apply for one or two things new to have that mixture of new and old credit. And then types of credit, 10%. This is big because a lot of people like to fill their credit profile up with just one lane. Far as let me explain. So we got revolving credit lines, meaning this credit cards is revolving. You use them, you pay them back. Use them, pay them back. That's considered revolving credit line. We got installment, which is considered like loans. You want to have an installment loan on your credit profile, and if you can, we want to have an auto loan on there as well. Because if we got all three of these and we hitting all data point, it's gonna diversify our credit profile. And now the banks really like you because they saying, "Damn, he pay back in all areas." So now whatever he asking for, we like him to give him because we understand he pay back. Remember your credit profile ain't nothing but a big credit report. That's all it is. It's like a report card.
So, bro, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
When you say length of the credit history as far as the time, you referring to trade lines, I guess, being authorized users on some other stuff, or it had to be some primary accounts with the history on it?
See, that's a good question. You can have a mix of both. The main thing I always tell people to build primaries because it all depends on where a person is in their journey. If you just starting off 6 months ago to a year, you're not gonna have the credit age because, like I say, you just started building your credit.
Right.
So that's a good time to add an older authorized user account to boost up that age. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, it could be an authorized user or it could be primary accounts. If the person had been building for 7, 8 years already, they might already got that age because they've been building for that long.
Okay.
Yeah, did that answer your question?
Oh, yeah. So I really was saying, like, if a person was going from zero, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like from a no credit score at all. I got a family member that ain't got no score at all, and coming from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Where he had to sit, had to play the waiting game on, just waiting it out, or can he, do something where he can kind of boost him up quicker?
Yep, I'll recommend him if he started from scratch. He gotta build on primaries first, and I always recommend 5 to 10. He gotta build on primaries first, and then add authorized users on the back end. That's gonna push him through the door way faster because he's gonna get the age.
Okay.
Yep. So he probably gonna need both.
Okay.
Yep. So boom. So like let me see. Give me a second. Boom. So all right. So now we're gonna learn what's a FICO versus a VantageScore. How many of us check Credit Karma? How many of us use Credit Karma to check our score?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I got it.
I use it, but I see that it's not
I use.
quite as accurate as everything else sometimes.
Gotcha. Now you on point because
Definitely.
a lot of people, man, I tell people every time they get on the call with me, when it come down to Credit Karma, it's good to have, but like I say, do not judge that based off.
I definitely can vouch for that. Working down at a car dealerships, a lot of people will come in and be like, "My Credit Karma say this," but in actuality, they like 100 points lower.
Exactly. No, exactly. Yep. So I always tell people, and when we looking at Credit Karma, this is gonna be considered a Vantage 3.0 score. So even when you go into your credit monitoring system like Identity IQ, smartcredit.com, Credit Karma, these gonna be considered like Vantage 3.0. Banks are not using Vantage 3.0 systems to base you off approvals. So banks are using what's called FICO. Your FICO score. You will be able to go get your FICO score from Experian, My FICO, My Score IQ. These are going to be the scores that the bank's basing you off approval. So make sure you can use Credit Karma to gauge it, but make sure when it's time to go get whatever credit cards, auto loans, go to your FICO score. So now you know exactly what you going in with before you ain't getting hit by surprise.
The FICO score that Navy Federal be giving me, is that accurate?
And I think Navy Federal, they give you a FICO TransUnion, I believe. Navy Federal give you a FICO TransUnion. I typically it get deeper with the FICO because FICO got different scoring models. I'm not sure what Navy Federal get. When it come down to FICO, you're gonna get most banks pull your FICO 8. They got new scoring systems where they got FICO 10 out. All the banks ain't got to them yet. But when it all depends on it because I think auto loan uses FICO 2. It all depends on what you're doing as far as going after cars, credit cards, or loans. They use different FICO scores.
Oh, okay. I just get updates. I don't know what they doing. They just give me updates about it. That's all I know.
Yeah, but your best bet is probably going to Experian.com. And like I say, you'll be checking there, and then you will see like if they matching up, but you'll be close to FICO more than looking at Credit Karma or Identity IQ or something like that.
Gotcha.
Bet. So how should our credit report reflect? And I'm talking about straight getting you the bag. When I'm talking about maximizing. I'm not talking about getting small things. I'm trying to put you in a position where you will be able to get 50,000 up to $250,000 from the bank. This is what this needs to look like. So when you're looking at your credit report, this is what it should reflect. No late payments within the 12 to 24 month time frame. If you got late payments, remember, if you got a late payment, it takes 12 payments to being able to wash out that one late payment. And if you go to 24 months, if you got late payments previously before that and you paid 24 months on time, they typically only go back to the last 2 years of history. So you will be able to still get approvals like if it's 24 months and older. This if you actually paying the account on time, if that makes sense, y'all. So
you said
Does
that
that
12
apply
payments.
to mortgages too?
You said what now?
Does that apply to mortgages too?
For sure. Like when you say mortgages, what you mean when you say that?
I'm saying like if you have a late payment on your mortgage, you have to make 12 a whole year worth of mortgage payments to doggone
to pretty
cancel
much
out the
watch
one
one of
late
those
payment.
off. Yep, if you preparing yourself up for funding, yep, because they're gonna look at that. It don't matter necessarily what the account is, they just want to see the behavior history going how long it's been going for. That makes sense?
Yeah, I got
This
you.
this setting you up for funding. This like as far as like if you lay anything on your credit profile and you got at least have 12 to 24 months on time payments before
Got you.
Student loans too.
everything. Yep, that's everything. Yep.
So
It's like you can have it's like no late payments like across the board. Anything reflecting on your credit profile, no late payments across the board.
So is there something if you did have late payments on some stuff and man, ain't there some items that could possibly be disputed? So your credit profile, look a little clean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything on your credit could be disputed on. Like as a consumer, you got the right to contest anything on your credit anytime.
So say like if it was something that had your years on or your age. So once you dispute that one, you would be pulling your age off that. Would you have to start create like some new accounts and build those?
Yeah,
To
yep.
get your age back.
Yep, you on point, son. That's the thing with credit repair. If you got older accounts that that's in bad standing, once you snatch them accounts, once you can snatch them accounts off, your score can drop. And that's what I tell people when you're going through a credit repair process, it ain't always just up. It all depends on how old that account is, what type of account is, how much that account was. All these factors play in. So yeah, for sure, it could knock your age down to where you you can bring your score down because of that age.
Okay.
Yep, Tyler, you can come out mute, bro, and ask your question.
yeah, I got a question for you. So for me and all of my business endeavors, I'm essentially at the beginning of it. I've been hesitant to pull the trigger because my personal credit. Do you think that banks will look at my personal credit as being attached to my LLC or S corp? And
For sure. Unless you making $750,000 to $1 million, and you got documentation far as like you got tax returns, you got what you call it, business bank statements, they gonna want documentation. Anything that you're not attaching with your personal credit, when it's just solely depending on the business, they want documentation to where they want to see if this loan gonna get paid back by the business. So that's why that's why they make people personal guarantee so much, just because they know 95% of the average small companies who just starting off ain't gonna have the documentation to start. So they gotta rely on something to fall back on. Like, okay, if you don't pay us this bread back, we gotta get you, we gotta throw that on your credit. So that's the
All right.
that's the game they like to play.
Okay, so I guess my question would be: would the next best course of action be doing credit repair on my personal credit, or should I go ahead and start building that account with my LLC?
I would start personal first. Really,
Personal.
it all depends on if you ain't got much like capital to work with. I would just start the credit repair. I'll get on ChatGPT. Boom.
Yep.
Man, how do I remove this? Da da da. I'll do that, or go pay somebody to do the credit if you want to expedite it.
Yep.
Or because of that, if you start on the business and you ain't got the personal set up, it ain't gonna make no difference because you still ain't gonna get the business funded.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get the business funded. Thank you.
Sir, no problem. Yep. So we'll get back into it. So next, utilization 10% or lower. Sometimes people have all these data points where they hit and the utilization to be high. Remember, the higher the utilization, the lower the credit score. The lower the utilization, the higher the credit score. Banks looking at the utilization because they want to see how are you handling debt. I don't care if you hit all data points where you got no negative accounts, you got the age, all these. If your utilization is over 30%, man, you either finna get lowball or denied. And like I say, you can have everything else working for you. You let somebody else in, boom. Yeah, you can have everything working for you. So I always tell people, when you go on the internet and YouTube University, people gonna say 30% and under. From all my mentees, what I've been working with, and we give them the max and funding, it's always been 10% and under. 10% and under gonna show this handling debt.
Hey, David, you gotta mute your mic.
Yeah, I'm finna say, who's that they can mute that mic for me. That'll be love. Appreciate you. So yeah, that's how the utilization gotta work. So make sure when you get this personal funding, which we gonna touch on later, on why it's so important not to max out your personal credit, and I'm gonna show y'all that later on. No negatives. That's just it. I mean, you can't have no negatives. It ain't no if and buts about it, man. What if I got this on my credit? Man, it's like no negatives. Like I say, they will not approve you, or you'll get very, very small limits. Credit age. I recommend having at least 3 years of credit age on your credit profile. The credit age is basically an idea of when you walk into the banks, that's how they judge you and seeing if you experience with credit or not. Me and you could walk in we can have the same credit score, same credit profile, to where you can have a 750 with a 8-month-year-old age versus if I come in there with a 5-year-old age with the same score or even a lower score, they'll give me more funding than you just because they understand like I got more experience. So I would tell people, make sure you stepping right. Stop getting caught up into the score. Worry about exactly what the credit profile need to look like. So make sure your age is on point. A lot of people will try to skip this and they be like, man, why I didn't get that $10,000 credit card? Why didn't I get that $20,000 credit card? Because you rush the process. All these are steps to build to. You do not want to rush the process if you're trying to go get the max from the bank. When it come down to the next is the 7 to 10 primaries. A lot of times I see a lot of people love to have 1 or 2 primary accounts, and I'm gonna talk about primaries a little bit more in the webinar later on down the line. A lot of people want to have 1 or 2 primaries, and they want to have 8 authorized users, and they score could be high, and they be like, man, why I get denied? Because the score doesn't matter. If I would tell people get the score out your head, worry about what's on your credit profile. Worry about the profile more than the score, and you're gonna always be winning. 2 credit cards over $2,500 limit. So like I say, this would like take time to build. Like once you actually run through secure credit cards where you may have to pay money to start building credit, it could be like a $200, $300, $500 limit. Once you actually take care of these cards for 6 months to a year, now you're able to get approvals up to this limit right here. Inquiries, 3 or less within the last 6 months on each bureau. You can hit all data points again on this. If you got too many inquiries on your credit profile within the last 6 months, a bank will automatically deny you. I don't care if you got an 800 credit score. They don't like that because they call this is what they call phishing, When the banks figure out that you're fishing for credit, meaning I went to this institution, I went to Bank of America, I went to Chase, I went to Truist, I went to all these banks, and they can see that through the inquiries and be like, you just applied for these cards 2-3 days ago, and now you're coming to our institution and think we finna give you something, and it just draw red flags. So I tell people, make sure, like what I do for my clients, when we get them funded, we remove the inquiry so they can go to the next institution. Like I say, when it come down to funding, it's really about being very, very strategic and knowing exactly what you're doing. And last but not least, what my boy CT was talking about, you need to add at least 2 AUs. I recommend adding 2 because I recommend adding one with a large age limit, which I recommend 5+ years. The older that credit card is, as far as the age, you literally, like I say, it's gonna run your credit age so high, and you're gonna benefit to the max on that. And then the next one I recommend getting one with a larger limit. High limit credit cards. We want one 10, 15,000. Right here, it don't matter. It don't matter the age because you got the other credit card to give you the age. The other one could be a 20-year-old, 15-year-old credit card, but it only have a $300 limit. But it don't matter because it got that age. That's what I'm chasing. Does everybody
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, y'all slow me down because I want to make sure everybody getting it before I move to the next slide. So all this right here, y'all pretty much good with this on how it should reflect.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir, I can.
Okay, look, I got another question though. So I got a credit card, right? It's well over. It's like a 15K, right? But it's maxed out. Is there any way I can get around that? Or do I have to just keep working to pay that bad boy down?
It's ways. It all depends on how your credit profile is already structured. Because right now, I pay people they get on calls to pay me for that information. But I'm gonna give it to you but the thing is, when you got a $15,000 maxed out credit profile and all your other data points is, that means your utilization just high. If you ain't already applied for a loan, this is what I tell people: you can apply for a loan. If all the data points hit already, you can get that loan, pay that credit card down, and this is so important when you can open a business. Once you open a business, now if your credit profile is structured, it varies. You can now start a business, apply for some business funding, and now you can move that whole 15,000 over to your business side, and now you cleaned up your personal credit. So that's the strategic way we going about it, because we got different loan plays that we understand and we know gonna cover whatever we trying to do. And then, like I say, you get that loan, pay the full credit card off, your credit card utilization go down, go open a business, go apply for a business credit card, and like I say, you move that debt over, and now your personal back clean to get more funding or do what you need to do, buy a house, whatever your goal is. Did that answer your question, boss?
It did.
For sure. All right, we're gonna keep going.
I got a quick question about business credit cards. Is it hard to get business credit cards, or do you have to have a business for a certain amount of time in order to get a business credit card?
No, you don't, man. You can get a freshly new LLC. Long as that what I just showed you, far as the data points you hidden, far as how your personal credit should reflect, you can go open LLC tomorrow, get funded. You can go get funded, big bank. But it's certain banks that I don't like to do that with because the way I teach it, I'm thinking of longevity. I like to build what you call a deposit relationship. I like to build a deposit relationship. It's just like if you get in a relationship with your significant other, you want to build, you want to build up, so y'all can build more trust. It's the same thing with the banks. If I go in, open like Chase is one of my favorite banks. If I open the Chase account today and then tomorrow I'm asking for money, they like, damn, bro, we don't really know you or your credit strong, but we don't really know you like that. We might give you a $5,000. But versus if I just build that relationship out 60 months, small deposit relationships, and now that 5 piece can turn into a 30,000 if you could be patient for 2 months on that one particular credit card. And like I say, it's just different institutions you can go to though. But you ain't get your business don't have to be like far as like old or not. But it all depends on what you're trying to do too, because the older that business is and is in good standing, you're able to get more funding with documentation and stuff like that.
Okay, appreciate it.
No problem. All right. Boom. So for the ones who don't know what primaries versus AUs, I'm finna give you the game on it. So primaries are primary accounts. My bad. Adding primary accounts to your credit profile will be the most efficient way as far as structure, but it will take time. Like a lot of people like to rush the process. Like you can speed up and do the credit repair part and knock it off, but building this take time. This really take time. The more built out their profile is, the more banks gonna give you. This is just the end of the day. Authorized users are good for boosting age, but not should not be substitute for primaries. That's why I was saying a lot of people think just because they get a lot of AUs on their credit profile, they can go get the bag. You can get as many AUs you want. I don't recommend more than two, but you gotta have your 5 to 10 primaries built out already, and then add the AU. So with that being said, everybody on the call, I don't want you ever paying for an authorized user if you're going through your building process, because authorized user only meant for when I'm finna go strike and get my bag. So if I'm building and I don't plan on applying for nothing very soon, you're gonna waste your money. You're gonna throw your money down the drain, because the typical person is gonna probably keep you on there 2-3 months max. And like I said, this is a family member or somebody you know, but you got to make sure that you're not just going to get an AU just to have your credit profile, have it on your credit profile without you getting ready to go apply for what you're trying to apply for.
So it's good to like add your grandma.
Hell yeah. Like if your grandma credit good, yeah, and she got an older grandma's like, if you got a grandma with a good credit card and is in good standings age, yeah, this gonna turn you all the way up, bro. Yep. Most
I
definitely.
vouch too. I ain't gonna lie. My boy TC put me on his. What was you put me with, like 20 something?
I can't remember, bro.
It was like 20. It was like 29.
29, yeah, man. That's why I say you get added to them. Yeah, you get added to them big boy trade lines.
But like you said, you gotta have a play. You just got. It depends on
Gotta
what
have
you
a
want to
play.
do. You gotta have a play.
You gotta have a play. And you gotta be ready. Just because, like I say, they not gonna wait. Unless your grandma's situation, like grandma probably gonna keep you on there forever. So that's a blessing for you. A lot of people ain't got family members who got that opportunity, so they have to go pay for a trade line, and they not cheap. Trade lines are not cheap, just to be real. But it's like an investment. You pay 1,000 to get 30,000 back. You gotta kind of look at it like that. Yep. And last, most banks will overlook the AUs during funding. So, like I say, the credit score don't matter. They gonna overlook because they looking directly at the credit profile. What are primary accounts? A primary account is an account in your name with your social security number that you open with your social security number. Not nobody co-sign or you piggybacking off somebody. It's literally an account which you open with your social security. It's just that simple. You are the owner of it. These accounts show lender that you can handle money and credit on your own. Like it's not nobody else tied in with me. These are my accounts. I hold them down. I hold these accounts down, and like I say, they're mine. The more strong primaries you got, the better your profile looks. I can't stress that one enough. Here goes some credit builder accounts. I'm gonna tell y'all this another thing too. This a gem. This one y'all right. I know y'all see people advertising all these credit builder accounts, as far as like Ava, Chime, Self, Rent Reporters. They cool. I don't recommend just building my credit profile with all credit builder accounts. Add you one or two maybe, but these are the accounts that you need to be building with, far as like trying to really go get that bank money. We want to build with institutions that's kind of already popular that other banks know about. Far as like such as Capital One Secure Credit Card. We got Navy Secure Credit Card, Navy Secure Pledge Loans, Discover Secure Credit Card. You got Regions Secure Loans, Regions Secure Credit Cards, Secure Loans. Credit unions are best for doing secure loans. These are the examples I'm giving you, but think about the institutions that y'all already with. Think about the institution that you already got your direct deposit running through when you get paid every week or 2 weeks. These are the institutions I want to start off, because you already building a relationship that y'all don't even realize. I'm building these relationships already just by giving y'all my, let my money run through y'all bank institution. So build with them. We got to learn the bank uses our money. We got to learn how to go use the bank money. So, and we already building relationships anyway. So that's the first thing I recommend, going to your place where your money running. Chime Credit Builder. I say Chime, just don't go crazy with the credit builder accounts. I threw one on there for y'all. But I recommend doing 5 to 10 if you're trying to really, really build that foundational structure of credit profile. And remember, the limits don't even have to be crazy either. When you're doing this, are y'all familiar with a secure credit card?
Nah, I don't know.
Like Capital One.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. So what a secure credit card is basically is I'm taking my money. I'm use Capital One for example. I'm taking $200 of my money of my money, and now I'm going to Capital One to say, hey, here go 200 of my dollars. Could you put this in credit form so I can start establishing some credit? So once you do that, now they'll send you a credit card. You don't lose the 200. It's just 200 went into credit form. And now, once you take care of this month after month after month, they will graduate that secure credit card to an unsecured, release you your money back. And now this is you and went through that credit building stage to where now I can start getting unsecured credit cards to where I'm just getting approvals without putting none of my money down. The banks are just giving me the limits. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, baby. Yep. So and back to my point, and we gonna touch up on it later in the workshop. So yeah, we'll get to it. So comparable credit. That's when I was going about far as the foundation of building with real institutions versus building with credit builder accounts. I want to build with institutions which I consider quality. When I'm thinking about everything else, I'm thinking of quantity. I don't care about the quantity of accounts I got on there. I can have 10 accounts, but if they just quantity accounts, they ain't held no weight, it ain't really doing me too much of no justice. It's like I can have eight quality accounts versus 15 quantity. That 8 quality gonna always outweigh it because, like I say, they understand it's bigger institutions. So it's always asking the quality. Who issued you the card? That's a big question. Who gave you this card? Amounts. How large are the limits are? So when I'm looking at banks, I already gave y'all the banks who give larger limits, but I'm looking at banks where, like, how far can I go with this bank, man? I see somebody, I did my due diligence, they give up to $20,000, $30,000. I may be starting with a 500 secure credit card, but I can work my way up to that. So now I'm asking, how large are the limits are y'all willing to give? So bank issue credit cards will be your MasterCards, your Visa cards, your American Express, your Discover. These gonna be like your big bank institutions. Consumer issue cards, they store cards. We don't go with store cards. Store cards will give you higher limits, but they ain't got no backbone, so they ain't gonna really be longevity for you.
Like Nordstrom's cars and shit like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All them store cards, Macy's, TJ Maxx, Dillard's, all them cars like that. Yep, and this actually on the next slide right here. So this is an example versus quality versus quantity. I can have $1,000 where I want to start building my credit. I can send 500 to Navy Federal. Be like, hey, I want a secure credit card. I could send 250 to Capital One. Hey, I want to build a secure. I need a secure credit card to build. Discover, same thing, 250. That'll be my 1,000. This will always outweigh the city, the dealer's card, the Macy card, the IKEA family cards, and they can give you larger limits. Say I just got approved for 1,500 through dealers. Macy's maybe gave me 500. IKEA maybe gave me 500. All together, it'd be 2,500. But it ain't no room to grow with these store cards because this all, once I get approved through them, I ain't got no next level I can reach with them. Versus with Navy Federal, I know Navy Federal give out $40,000, $50,000 limits. I know they give you 3 cards. They can go all the way up to 80,000 on the consumer side. I know Capital One to give me 2 or 3 cards where I can get a 40 piece across the board. I know Discover is one of those foundational banks where college students start building credit that they offer. I understand these are major institutions, which when other institutions going to fund you, they're gonna be looking at these and like, okay, if he taking care of them 3, I know he gonna take care of us.
Do you think it's possible for a person with bad or chopped up credit to get approved for one of those cards, one of those not store cards, but the secure credit cards?
Now, secure. The only way you can't get a secure credit card is pretty much if you ran off on them and you trying to reapply. But a secure credit card usually always go because you using your money. They don't. A lot of banks don't care
Yep.
about you using your money. It's
Yep.
like the problem is when we give you money and then you don't pay it back, but you can use your money, like you know what I'm saying, and you can do as many secure credit cards you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, so you saying is it best to just use one of the cards or get all three of them?
I
That
get
was
out
my question.
because remember, I don't know where your credit report is, but I'm assuming you build it from scratch. If you build it from scratch,
Yeah, I'm building
I
from
will get
scratch.
all three. I'll get all three because, like I said, if I get all these at the same time, you need 5 to 10 accounts to set yourself up to structure to being able to get some of the bank money to where you can start your own business or create a passive income line. So I would recommend getting all three. And it don't matter what the limits is. You just need to get them institutions reporting on your credit profile and do right by them. Always auto pay. Once you do that, you should be good, boss.
All right. So is that the play when you repairing too? Get you some secure credit cards
Oh,
and
for
make sure you
sure.
do right by 'em?
Everybody who run through me, if you're not building while we repairing this, like I tell people, like you gonna shoot yourself in the foot. That's the first thing. The building part is more important than the repairing part because a lot of times people wait on the repair to be done, then start building. Where I'm
Right.
looking at, I'm tearing your house down. I need you to be building it back up while we doing this at the same time. So
Yep.
now once we get to that goal, we killing two birds with one stone.
Understood.
Yeah.
Hey, and one of them, it say Navy Federal. I bank with Regions. Do it got to be Navy Federal?
Nah, it's any institution you already building with. If you already got institutions, Regions is one of my favorite too. Regions is a good bank account a good institution as well. So yeah, man, go in there and ask them for a secure loan or secure credit card on something you just tell them you're trying to build credit.
Okay, cool. I follow.
Yes, sir.
And one more question.
Go ahead.
On a secure credit card, like I've had one probably for about a year now. Do you determine the amount on that secure credit card? Like if I wanted to put 500 on it, would they give me a 500 limit on that card?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, anything you put up, they gon' because it's your money that you getting. So if you are able to do a 2-3 thousand, which I don't recommend, they'll give you a $2-3 thousand limit because they'll be like it's the money that you using to build.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, anything that you able, as long as you meeting their requirements as far as the minimum of what they tell you to put up.
So like really a easier thing to do if you wanted to do like a 2,000, if you was just trying to build, you spread the 2,000 out. You get you a couple on, so
Sure, yeah.
you will have multiple ones reporting at
For
the
sure.
same time.
Yep, that's what I do. If I got 2,000 to play with, man, they're gonna give me about 6 accounts because I'm gonna spread everything out. I might do a Navy secure loan, a Navy secure pledge loan, or whatever credit union you with. I'll do a Regions, Capital One. I might do like a Rent Reporters or something. And a Chime, there's 6 accounts, and they'll be well. You probably still walk away about 400-500 in your pocket if you do it right.
But then you just gotta, like you say, you just gotta do them right.
You gotta do them right. Yep.
Yeah.
You know you ain't gonna do right. I tell people, bro, just wait till you feel like you're gonna do right because you don't want to put so in that shit time and
But
work.
like you say though, auto pay really kind of be your best friend. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but I guess that goes back to like, I know you gotta kind of spin it a little bit, so you look like you using it or whatever, but you gotta still try to pay it back at the time. You gotta pay it back.
Yep, yep. And this just what it is. You don't have to go crazy on it, but I just tell people use your everyday expenses on it. Whatever you do, gas, you get a light bill, your food you buying, just all that. Just use the cards to do them and just pay them back. You ain't gotta go crazy. Because once they reporting, this all you want them just reporting. Even if they got a zero balance, they still reporting on time payments.
Okay.
Hey, question, TC.
Go ahead.
Because I know we was just trying to throw you. I know we was just talking about them 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 balances, and that's how it is. That's how it did kind of start. Now, hey, bro. So how about if you don't spread it out, right? And you take that 2, and then or that 3, right? And then you pay it off within that 90 or within that whatever time period. Can you shed on increase a little bit? Say you don't spread them out, but you want to go for an increase with your desired bank.
Yeah, yep. So I teach that too. It's just kind of like on a net class, like a deeper scale. But
Oh, my bad.
nah, you good. I'm finna get it to you because I'm glad these type of questions or ask because, like I say, people may need this information. But in my opinion, what I do, I would max the card out 3 times before the first month before I make. Just say if I got a $3,000 limit and I want to go and get that going after that credit limit increase, I'm finna use it, max it out, pay it off. Use it, max it out, pay it off. Use it, max it out, pay it off. I'm gonna do that in 3 cycles. Cause now,
So now you reliable.
huh?
I say now you reliable.
Yep, you reliable, and they saying like, oh man, this
You
dude
can handle money.
credit. He paying us back. He ain't got enough. So now, once you do it like that, the harder you do it, man, that's when them 3,000 go to like 12, 13,000. 6 months later, that 13,000 going to 25,000. That's when
Smooth
they
18.
understand like, okay, this
Yep.
guy need more capital. He's showing us the good behavior.
Thanks.
Yep. Nah, good question, fam.
So just so I understand, that $15,000 I got when they fed, once I pay that off, they gonna try to give me more, but I ain't gonna want to take that, and that's okay.
Oh look,
They ain't gonna try. You got to go for more.
yeah, you gotta go.
Nah,
What you
that's
mean?
a lot. So, but I don't want to do it like with my personal thing. I'd rather have like the business thing. I want to invest that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I don't want it in the personal credit.
I'm gonna ask you this, and we can talk about this a little bit later on the back end, but I'm gonna ask you this right quick. Why don't you want that high limit on your credit profile? Because this is what you consider comparable. This is gonna help you get more on the business side. Just say if you did that and you get 10,000, you don't have to max that card out. You don't have to. You can just have it at a zero balance and still showing a $10,000 balance. I mean, a $10,000 comparable on your credit. So now when you go apply for business fund, and they see I got a 10,000. I got a 5,000. I got a 3,000. Now, shit, they may give you a 30 piece on the business side. So,
Okay.
answer a lot of y'all questions once we get deeper because I'm gonna touch up on all that.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. So here you go. We're going back to the 5 stages of credit utilization. Here we go. Excellent utilization is 0 to 9%. Like I tell y'all, 10% and under is always excellent there. We want to keep it 10% and under. Good 29%. We like, okay, it ain't crazy, but man, we need to slow down. 30 to 49, I'm like, yeah, we got to figure out a plan to get this debt down. 50 to 74, really 50 to 100. I'm gonna put poor and very poor together. You owe 50% to 100. You in a situation to where like you just ain't managing the debt right. And like I say, we need to have a whole nother plan at that point. So here we go right here. So when it come down to credit, like I'll teach y'all, I'm gonna show y'all some strategic ways on how I get funding for my self and mentees. Personal credit stacking is only used to be structured. I'm gonna say that again. Personal credit is only used to be structured. A lot of times I see people get these personal credit cards and they go crazy. They go into investments. I'm like, man, you doing the game wrong because once you actually max out these credit cards, they show on your personal credit. You max them out like I was just telling y'all getting up to these 50 to 100. When their credit score up there high, I mean, when their utilization up high, it's bringing their score down. And so it's another thing. When you actually maxing out these credit cards, institutions can cut your limits, right? So that means if I got a $30,000 credit card and I'm maxing it out on the personal side, my $15,000 credit card, the lender could literally say, look at how they do soft credit pulls on our credit and be like, man, he got that card maxed out. They can drop your limit to 15 to 2,000 just because they see that you're not handling debt right. So now it's a low risk for the industry. For the institution. So I've seen that happen many times where they slashing limits just because you didn't keep that personal intact. And like I say, you losing funding, you going backwards at that point. But like I tell people, if you maxed out on your personal credit card, this what can happen. Your credit utilization goes up and your credit score goes down. Certain banks will lower your credit limit on the card. And most important, you just hurting your chances to maximize business funding. You messing up the whole business funding play. So when we get these large comparables on there, I be telling people just chill for 4 to 6 months. Use them, but don't go crazy. 4 to 6 months, you will be able to get triple what you got on your credit. On your personal credit. So with all the information I just gave y'all, bro, like I just gave y'all a handful of information, man. But the information, if you don't use the information I just gave you and execute it, it was just information. Like I say, it just stuck in your head. And like I say, you got to really start building steps towards this if you really want to take it to the next level. You're going to have a chance to, get access to six figure, not just one time, consistently. The more you take care of your credit, the more the banks want to give you. It's not a certain tap out point to where the bank say, oh man, you stop at 300,000, I don't want to give you no money. It's literally infinity. You can get infinity dollars from the bank as long as you taking care of your credit profile and paying back, showing good behavior. That's why I love the banks. The banks are my best friend. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I go to the banks every day. Man, when I'm going there, I'm building relationships. I love the banks because I understand this is gonna be, nobody else is gonna give me money like this. Nobody else is gonna give me money. So this is what I look at as opportunity. So y'all make sure like y'all execute that information I got. So, bro, if y'all really got some game, bro, I ain't did this yet because I see everybody on the call, bro. If y'all got a good understanding of the first part of the class, y'all drop some fire emojis for me, man. I just want to make sure I'm
Man, come on, man. You already know, man.
I just want to make sure, man. I just want to make sure that I am giving game, and it's real game to where it ain't nothing being hidden on where you can't go execute tomorrow and really start making a difference. For sure, for sure. Mac, I see you. How you doing all right, bro? You in the cut back there. I see you, bro. Let me see. All right, so we're gonna get into it. We done with personal credit, so we're gonna go into business structure. In the business structure, like I say, you can have that personal credit right, but if the business not set up right, you can be leaving thousands on the table. So boom, let me see. So boom, we're gonna go into the business checklist. Business checklist. So when it comes down to a business name, how many people on the call like into like real estate, construction, or trucking? Anybody on the call that's into that and got an idea they want to start a business in them fields?
Me? Yeah.
Charlie, okay, cool. This good then. So when it come down to business names, make sure your name is not followed by these high risk industries that you in. So if I'm in trucking, Charlita says she going into trucking. My company shouldn't be called Charlita Transportation, Charlita Trucking, Charlita Real Estate, Charlita Construction Company. The reason why you want to make sure you got a broad name that don't actually snitch on your business. No matter how strong your credit profile, when you go in there in the bank and tell them that you are in these industries, they automatic put you in the box of a high risk business. Meaning, even if you got a stronger credit score, they're gonna want more documentation. I don't know who that is. They gonna want more documentation. Even if you got a high credit score, they gonna give you lower limits just because they feel you high risk. These are high risk industry. No matter how nice you is, how strong your credit profile is, they gonna consider you like a high industry. So I always tell people, go into like I got one of my business name that I do with my black truck service. That business name is called on paper Terrence Carroll LLC. It's just called Terrence Carroll LLC. They don't know what I do. It's just like, so it's not a transportation business. So when I tell everybody, if you in these high industry, Charlita, and whoever said they in a trucking company, you want to go in as like a marketing consulting business, and you can mention transportation in this. Be like, I teach other transportation business how to market online so they can get more loads. You always want to go into like a marketing business to be able to get the max from the bank because marketing is considered low risk. They understand like, okay, we can give this person this because they, it's low risk. It ain't a lot of overhead. We got marketing, we got education. You can go into educational. Hey, I teach people how to start a trucking business. Like at the end of the day, the money coming in, coming out, they don't really care about what you actually doing. Like if it ain't nothing illegal, of course you don't do nothing illegal, but they don't care, man. As long as the money coming in, they can use your money to do whatever they want to do. They not really tripping if you ain't drawing no red flags. So yeah, make sure that you got a broad business name that's not related to the business industry you in. So next, business logo. When you look at these companies, and I'm gonna use the big companies that we all know. When you're looking at companies like FedEx, Amazon, what these companies have logos. If you ain't got no logo, a company's not gonna really take you serious because a logo always needs to go with a business. It gotta have some type of identity that match with the business. It's gotta be something. Business EIN. Like I said before too, if you paying somebody for a business EIN, you not officially ready for business because a business EIN is completely free. So make sure that you never ever paying somebody to get you a business EIN. So now it's like you throwing money down the drain. So this one of the free things that you can do on your own or something whoever doing it for you. Like I say, you don't be charged. A business address. This one is a little tricky now because back about a year ago, you could have used. Who is familiar with a virtual address?
Yeah, I am.
Now,
Yeah.
the game changed a little bit. I'm gonna be real on y'all, and I'm gonna be one of the first to tell y'all on these calls. And people may be still screaming, "Be a virtual address." You got to be very, very careful when it comes down to a virtual address because the banks are now catching on. Usually, you can put a virtual address to where you can receive mail there. Now it looks like a brick and mortar, and now, like I say, it make you look way more professional just because it separates you from the personal address to having a business address. So what I tell people nowadays, it's still a couple virtual addresses that's hidden out there. And I'll be able to. I gotta look those up, but I actually don't even recommend them no more, just because the internet is blowing everything up. I recommend people, like I say, if you just get started, it's now okay to use your personal address. I've got somebody funded. I recently just got somebody funded a couple months ago. His personal address, and he got over 40,000 from the bank. So this was like I said, okay, they ain't really tripping on a personal address as much as they were back then. But if you got somebody, a family or friend, or somebody who have a brick and mortar, you can use their brick and mortar to receive mail. You would just have to put it in like as a suite number. Like if they got multiple rooms in their facility, you can use that same address and you can just put suite one in there. And when that mail is coming to the house, I mean to that friend or family member brick and mortar, that's what I recommend if you got that because that's gonna put you in a position to still have that personal and business a little bit different. And I still think you can get more that way, but it ain't a thing to where, man, you ain't finna get nothing from the bank if you using your personal. So I recommend finding that brick and mortar if you're able to do it, but if not, personal is fine.
Hey,
Business.
one quick question about business names. If you got a business name, do you have to apply for another business if you feel like that business name is not good enough?
Why wouldn't it be good enough? I guess that'll be the question.
Like it may not make sense to go along with the business that you trying to perform. You see what I'm saying? So
I follow.
You can't change a business name. I guess that's my.
It's just, man, it's a lot to go through. I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta send in information to the Secretary of State. You gotta send in to the IRS. Because you gotta remember, once you setting up all these business, when you go into the bank with all these big business documentation, all this information is on the same thing. So your name literally is like on each piece of important document. So you'll have to go to all them industries. What I recommend doing is like that's why I say have a broad name. Because it could be anything. What's your last name?
Mac.
Mac Enterprise. It be creative. When it's like that, you can really do anything. But if you did choose the wrong name, you already started. They got this thing called a DBA that you can send to the Secretary of State. They'll charge you $20 to be doing business as. Like that's what I do. I'm Terrence Carroll LLC, but I do business as Blackstone Luxury Transportation. And that name is not on the paperwork, but it's on my LLC accounts because it's a DBA doing business as. So that's what I recommend doing, like a DBA. But you can do that if you want to take the long route to do it. That I ain't gonna say it's not possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like, brother, save you some time.
Okay, I appreciate it.
No problem.
So I have a question, TC. So it's better to do a DBA than start another LLC?
Why would you start another LLC though?
I don't know. I guess if you're doing multiple things, I'm into
Oh,
multiple
now that's
things.
different.
So,
That's
okay,
different. I wouldn't put all my business under one LLC.
right.
That's different. Now, if it's like I'm doing this and I want to switch my name, DBA, cool. If you doing her on one thing, then you start doing something with vending machines or whatever, I will create a separate LLC because um if something happens into that one of those businesses and everything tied into it, if you get sued, they qualified to take everything. Just because it's everything working under that one EIN. That's why I recommend, like, yeah, you need an LLC for each individual thing you're doing. That way, like, man, if a slip and fall happen while I'm doing her, I'm over here with the private rental. Like, y'all ain't finna touch none of that money. It's just that business got sued. I lost, but I still got my other stuff pumping. That make sense?
Yep, makes sense. Thank you.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna go to the business entity and NACE code. So when it come down to NACE code, this go back to high industry. This is why I tell people it's so important knowing what your niche and what your NACE code is. That's why I use marketing consulting service. Marketing consulting service. I ain't got the matter of fact, I'm gonna go and do y'all a solid, bro. Give me a second. I'm gonna go and drop y'all this NACE code because this the NACE code I use to get all my people funding. We marketing consultants and services. That's it. And I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all. So whenever y'all start a business, this is one that y'all can use. Even if you're doing something else, because always look at your business. It always need marketing. It always need marketing. So we marketing our business already. So we low key marketing services too. When we marketing our business, this how you got to think. Yep. So I'm gonna drop it in the chat right here. 541-613. Y'all do y'all due diligence on stuff I tell y'all too. I'm very experienced with it, but I like for people to look up stuff for themselves. And once you look up that code, understand what that code means. But this is what you consider a NACE code. When you're looking at it, that's why I say if you go in there and tell them you do transportation and all this, I do trucking, 18 wheelers and all this stuff. They got a certain NACE code to what they put in their system. It gonna flag you as a high risk business. So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot before you get in there. As far as I'm talking about getting the max. Not saying you can't get funded with these companies. We're always talking about getting this 150,000 from the bank. We talking big here. But you still can get funding with this, but always go low risk and always knowing what NACE code you going into the bank with. Sometimes the information I'm giving y'all, they gonna have to go get the management because the average person who's sitting at the desk, sometimes they don't even know what you're talking about. Just because when you go into the bank, a lot of them just training to do a job. So it's like they just know what they know. But when you go in there talking these type deal, it might be management, relationship manager. They know these type of codes, and them the people you want to be dealing with anyway. That's what I'm saying. Then go ahead.
No, I ain't want to cut you out.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, so you say the trucking, it's like a high risk if you use the code on it. So with the marketing code, using some low risk to get your funding, it's kind of better. But like once you get your funding, can't you start, you another LLC and just use your funding for that?
Yeah,
and build your several.
Yeah, but I'm every company I got, I'm a marketing consulting company.
Okay.
I got 3-4 marketing consultants.
Okay.
Eyes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't care how much funding I get. If I'm opening another LLC, I'm either going into educational, I'm teaching the people, and then when it comes to a business description, man, this is some game I'm giving y'all extra gems. I get to my mentees. When it comes to business description, y'all go straight to ChatGPT and be like, hey, I'm a marketing consulting company, but I'm into the transportation business. Could you write me out a detailed description on my business as far as the transportation and 18 wheeler company I'm trying to run, but I want it to be viewed as a marketing consulting company. And I don't want it very long. Just make it like medium and make sure we're touching on databases as a marketing consulting company. Just like that, and it's gonna give you everything you need. And now
Okay,
once you do that, you got your description that matches your NACE code.
for sure.
Yep. Because that's another thing. When you go into these banks, man, you can't just say I do this and ain't got. You want to have a detailed reason on why y'all should give me the money, and the bid description gonna really get one's gonna push you through too.
Okay.
Yo. All right, so we're gonna go to business website. This the last one. If you ain't got no business website, you got a side hustle. And I'm just keeping it book with you. You got a side hustle. I don't care what you're doing. If you in the side hustle business, we need everything going because anything that I'm making money with need to be going through a business checking account, and that's considered a business. I don't care if it's making $10 a month. Like it's still a business that you need to set up to have structure because even if y'all people don't realize, even if you got bad credit, we got fintech companies out here in the world, business fintech companies that go off bank statements. They ain't looking at credit. We just seeing how much money you generate, bro. We'll give you some funding if you showing us any type of income. So, like I tell people, make sure that you really not pushing your money through a personal account. Always setting up a business.
Hmm. So have a business account separate from
Personally.
okay.
Yep. I would recommend that because when you actually start running the business, it's gonna teach you a little bit more organization. Because just think about if you're doing a business, man, you getting clients and you running through the personal, you getting paid through the personal. The person ain't really doing nothing for you. That's why I say, go take it to your business account now. You can separate the two. Now you can see exactly what's going on. Like, okay, this is what the business did. Did what the personal did. Now you can, keep a good track of what's going on. It help you stay organized a little bit too.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna get to the next one. All right. What I tell y'all all the time, don't obtain any funding until you figure out your strategy. Man, this the thing a lot of people mess up on because they go get 100,000 and they like, damn, what I do? And I think was it Mac? I think you asked me the question like, what you want to ask me about like, man, I don't know what to do with the bread. What type? No, Jamal, he asked me what type of business I need to get into.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this
what
is
I
what
asked you. Yeah.
thing. So you can still be structuring your credit, building your credit, but don't press the button on the funding until you figure out what you're doing. This way it be like when you get that money in your pocket, bro. Trust me, I don't come from it. So it's like, and I went through my stages starting off. I promise you I did, because once you realize you like, damn, I got a whole 50, let me play with 5,000. You gonna do that. You just gonna do it because, like I say, if you ain't used to having that type of money in your pocket, you gonna have them traits to do that. And like I say, I'm teaching you from the mistakes I learned from. I went through some bread early just because I was learning. Like I said, I wasn't used to it. But then once I got hired, paid more other mentors, they was telling me like, nah, bro, don't get another dime until you figure out what the next plan is. And that's when I really started kind of taking notes and actually running them plays, bro. So boom, we going into it. So now I'm gonna do y'all a solid because I appreciate y'all. Y'all been on this call with me for an hour and 30. And it's taking a little longer because of the questions, but I ain't tripping, man. I'm here all night. If y'all here all night, I see faces, I'm ready to go. So now I'm gonna give y'all my favorite top 3 TransUnion lender banks. And I'll just think about this starting from a blank credit profile on everything I taught y'all, showing y'all what a credit report should look like far as setting up your business. Now it's like now I want to really start building these business relationships, and these are the ones that I'm starting with. So Regis, somebody mentioned Regis earlier. I recommend going to Regis Bank to build with because when I'm looking at going to institutions, I'm like, I'm finna give y'all my money. I'm finna run money through y'all. What are y'all able to do for me? That's how we gotta start really looking at banks. We gotta stop being scared of banks and being like, damn, no, y'all getting my money. What all can I get from y'all? What all y'all got to offer? And when you put pressure on them like that, they gonna like that too because banks make money off us. So when they understand a person coming there knowledgeable, knowing exactly what they talking about, now they like, okay, cool. This how you build partnerships. This how you being able to build to where now you don't know who you will make meet in the bank. Like, hold up, I might know somebody who underwrite can approve you this. That's why I say start building these relationships. Go in there and speak to the bankers. Man, make sure bring them. I even bring my banker sometimes. I give them little gift cards here and there. Just because I know I'm gonna need you one day. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you. So it's all about building them relationships. But now we're gonna get into the top banks. Region banks build an intern and deposit relationship, what I touched on earlier. Regions has a 0% 0% for 18 months on life Visa credit card. And I'm gonna tell y'all on my strategy, nobody else will ever tell you about on how you can build banking relationships without having $0 in your pocket. So for example, say if I build my credit profile like I just showed y'all, and I took my credit profile now applying for this region bank card at 0% 18 for 18 months, and they gave me $10,000 limit. I can now use this money to build other banking relationships. If I had $0 in my pocket. So say if I went to get approved for a $10,000 card at 0% for 18 months, I can liquidate 5,000 of these dollars. And now I can use these $5,000 to take my money from Regions over here to Chase, and I can literally start building another deposit relationship with another bank using another bank money institution. So when I actually do slow deposits through this Chase account that I'm building up using Regions account, I can literally take this money and I can go pay the Regions credit card back off. And what I just did, I just started building another relationship to set myself up for more funding far as down the line, and literally just built a deposit relationship with them too. So this is what I say, we have to be strategic and think about what we can do with the funding we got. You can literally build a $250,000 project up just by doing these same things that I'm telling y'all to do.
And you'll be paying the Regions credit card back with your business?
No, you gonna pay the credit card back because you're not gonna spend the money.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second, y'all. Yep. So no, you basically when you set up a business, like you said, you have your business account set up. Just say we got approved for the personal credit card. Yes, you'll be running this money through a business checking account with Chase. And yes, you do got to pay the money back because the money is just really you circulating the money. It's like you're not spending the money, you just running through the money. You showing deposits going in, you showing withdrawals coming out. So I can deposit this money, and when I withdraw it and I do slow deposits, it's two things that I'm building too. I'm building banking, business checking, business bank account, business bank statements. My bad. I'm building business bank statements because money going in, money going out, and what I'm doing is I just go back to my Regions card and just pay the money back that I use. That makes sense?
Yep.
Yep. And it's literally you doing this without any money out of pocket. This is what I'm saying. This
But wait, I'm missing it. I'm missing. You got the money in the Regions, and then you take 5 out, and then you put it in the Chase. And I'm taking money from the Chase and paying it back to the Region.
That's what you're doing.
Okay.
You just said it. It ain't no deeper than that. It's just that simple.
Okay.
It's just like I tell people, and this I'm showing you what you do on one card. This one I'm showing y'all on how y'all can credit card stack these and build these banks. If you think about if you going to get 100,000 from the bank and you're using 10%, which is 10,000 of that, just imagine you got $100,000 worth of credit availability on there and using 10% of that, which is 10,000 to build these relationships. First of all, it's not gonna affect your utilization. So now you build it next you're in 0% APR, so you're not being charged interest. You just literally learning how to move money around just to build relationships to set yourself up to get more in business funding down the line. It's a patient game. This is why I say it's a very, very patient game.
It's
So I'm gonna go into the next bank. We got Apple credit card. I know we all got Apple. We all got and be mindful of these too. All these are not just business bank accounts either. Like Apple is a good primary to have on your personal card. And I put down here like this got personal and business product with Region as well. Apple is just a personal bank. But they it's a Visa signature card, and they do get limits range around 10 to 25,000 depending on how strong their credit profile is. Can get this card with no inquiry if play is ran right. So next, we will go to The Chase Bank, the one I put right here. Don't ruin this relationship. Personal and business product, highly recommended. On the personal side, they got this rule called 524. So when you go on your credit card stacking journey, once you actually putting yourself in position to go get funding, make sure if you got over 5 accounts within the last 24 months, no matter how strong your credit profile is, Chase will not give you a personal credit card. Chase is more like the bougie bank. They want to be, hey, if you dealing with other people, we don't want no business from you. This how they operate. There's somebody else saying this how they operate. So make sure y'all understand. And they might put critical if you a Chase lover. For business, I can get you past this rule. I got multiple private reps that I deal with on Chase business side to where even if you did have it, went over that 524 rule, they will still be able to approve you if you pushing through my private reps. My top three experience lenders. We got Discover Card, another personal bank, good structure card, great comparable to have on your personal credit. They give nice limits, but they are personal bank. Bank of America, one of my other favorites. They got personal and business products. I highly recommend. That's where I got all my business auto loans from. I think out of all the 5 vehicles I got, 4 of them are wrapped with Bank of America in my business name, and they consider business auto loans. This is another relationship bank. We're not going to Bank of America today. Open up trying to apply for their products tomorrow. We want to build 60 to 90 days. And the one thing I love about Bank of America, they got locations everywhere. And it's a double dip bank. Oh, I'm about to skip that part. Double dip bank. You can get 2 products from this company with 1 hard inquiry, meaning if they approve me for a $20,000 credit card on the personal or business side, I can wait 24 to 48 hours, double dip, and go get another 10-piece from if I want, and I can do this all off 1 hard inquiry where it ain't killing my credit profile. So don't let that one go over y'all head. That's a major gem. And my private reps do this all the time for all my clients who come through me. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hey, I
Oh,
got,
he's
I got, I
clapping.
got.
My bad. I thought you was raising your hand, bro. And Amex. Oh man, this might be my favorite. I ain't gonna lie. I love my American Express relationship. I had mine for about 4 years now. Don't ruin this relationship, man. Do not let nobody put you in a position to ruin this relationship. You can get multiple products off 1 hard inquiry with Amex. Meaning, if I get approved through Amex One and my personal credit right, they likely to pull me for another credit card, and we typically keep going until they say deny. So it typically once you get around that 3rd or 4th card, they're gonna deny you. But this is another institution that you can easily get on the business side with as well. They give personal and business products. So that's the good thing I love about Amex. And then when it come down to Amex and they lounges, I travel a lot. So when it come down to traveling, I love using my American Express card because I understand they got airport lounges too. When you're an Amex Platinum member, and I think it could be the business goal, you can get access into these lounges when you go to the airport, and it's like free everything. You got free food, free wine. It's just a lot of free things that they give to they people that's partner with them. And like I say, man, this is a relationship I wouldn't recommend nobody ruining. My favorite Equifax banks, we got Citibank, personal. We got Citibank personal. It's a personal bank, decent limits, great reward card. This is one I like to get. Wells Fargo Bank, they got checking and business products. This is another one I like. They got great comparables. It's a great comparable to have on your credit profile because Wells Fargo is a well-known bank as well, and they typically give high limits on credit cards once you build a relationship out with them. And then last, we got Truist Bank. We got Truist. They give personal and business products. They got locations everywhere. They give high limits as well, but you got to build a relationship. And it's also a double deal bank to where you can get 2 products with 1 hard inquiry. So I'm gonna take y'all back to where we go here. So just imagine if, like I showed y'all, if y'all had y'all credit profile built out right, just imagine Regions give y'all a $10,000 credit card. And I'm gonna stay at the minimum here. Just say Apple approve y'all with 8,000, 18,000. Chase gave y'all another 10 piece, 28,000. Before you even get to your Experian credit report, you and I already acquired 28,000. This is why I say it's very strategic if y'all been following along with me. So that's just TransUnion banks that I just showed y'all, those 3 banks. If I go to these 3 banks, there's only $28,000 on one institution. I still got 2 credit bureaus to go to. So let's go to Experian, where just say 28,000 over there. Just say if Discover gave another, they give nice limits too, another 15,000. A Bank of America, when you double dip, you shouldn't get nothing less than 20,000. If I just showed y'all to play how they have everything set up. And then you got American Express, where you probably can get, I'm gonna say on the light end, 10 across the board with all the cards. There's probably another 45,000. Experian is one of my favorite bureaus because they typically give more. So now just do your addition where you get 45,000 on the Experian side, 28,000 on the TransUnion side. Bro, you almost at 100 and you still got one full bureau to work on. And we ain't talking about the double dip play like I was telling y'all. You still got 2 of those with Wells Fargo and Truist on the Equifax side. So this I tell you, it run up fast. You just got to be able to be in position to handle it once you actually once you get it. This is why I say your mental have to be into this.
Yeah, I had a question. Like, do you have to open all those bank accounts? Like all 9 of them joints?
You don't have to. I recommend them though.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah.
The reason why I say I recommend them, you don't have to use all the cards. But when it comes down to setting up everything, and just this, we going on a personal run first too. Personal run. All these, I recommend making sure you're going on your personal run first, because it's tiers into funding. Tier 1, this is personal credit card funding. So when you actually get approved for all these cards, I recommend having them because the more you got on your credit profile, this your tier 2. After you did your 5 to 10 that you built with your secure credit cards and all this stuff, your tier 2 going to get actual personal credit card funding. This is what I was telling you, don't max out on. Once you go on this run, you don't max out on this because you can get anywhere between 50 to 150,000 depending on how strategically you run these plays. Now, these is only going to be just the invitation to the party is what I call them. Only have them sitting on your credit report for 4 to 6 months. So what I tell people to do when you get approved for these nice limits like this, you're going to wrap them up and you're going to wrap them up right here. You're going to wrap them up and put them in your drawer. Don't use them. Just let them sit on your credit. They comparables. I don't want to use my personal credit for nothing. Anything I want to spend money on is going to be business. So I'm only structuring myself on my personal to set me up for business. So now once I get, so we're going to just say 78. Let me go run through this right quick. So just say we get 78 and through the Equifax, just say we get another cool 23,000. No, 22,000 on Equifax, and we just gonna keep it at 100,000. So now, if I get 100,000 in funding on across the board, now, like I say, when I'm letting these seeds in my drawer for 4 to 6 months, now it's time to go knock at these business credit card those, because now they saying, damn, boy, you got 100,000 on your account and you won't got a number 6% 6% utilization. Now it's like, okay, banks want to help you. Like banks want to help you. So when they see that, this where they gonna double you on the personal side. I mean on the business side, triple you on the business side. Like the fund is an infinity. And I'm finna give y'all a play to where y'all can get access to more banks for free on what people charging y'all for. Cause y'all been on the call with me all the way. This time I gotta give y'all some more value. But remember, don't be afraid to build these on your credit. This one you gotta understand yourself too. If you're not a disciplined person, when we first started the call, I said discipline. If you're not disciplined, this ain't gonna work for you. It will not work for you. Once you got that mindset and you be like, bro, I'm trying to change my situation, I'm trying to change my trajectory of my life, my family life. Now this gonna all start making sense. Because now in 6 months, when I set up that business credit, now when they go to business side, when I get approved for, let's just say we get approved for 200. Now I got a $200,000 on my business, and now I still got this 100,000 with no utilization on my personal. So all in all, I got access to 300,000. And now 200,000 is that's meant for you to go crazy on because they understand that you're investing into business. What business got to do? What they got to grow? They got to spend bread on marketing. They got to spend bread on tools, whatever they need. They got to spend bread on brick and mortars, furniture to get businesses started. This is when you go to your investment habits. That's why it was important. I put it in red. Never max out your personal credit. Only use that as the foundation because that's the invitation to the party. Once you get the invitation, now you actually in the party. Now that's when all the real fun starts. And now, the number one thing I see all the time, we all got great ideas, but no one has the capital to invest. When it comes down to the money, nobody have it. And I'm showing you the strategic way of how you can leverage the bank's money to really start your business foundation or passive income. You got people in all type of stuff, bro. Jamal, what you asked, bro, it's so much to get into, bro. You just got to do your due diligence, man. You got people making money off cosmetics online, Amazon stores. People learning how to trade. People learn how to trade. People learning how to it's literally anything, bro. This is what I'm just trying to tell you.
Hey,
Just gotta
what
get plan.
what about music? What about if you
Go
do
ahead.
music?
You said what now?
What about music?
Anything, boss.
Shit, bro. I just fund
Anything,
it. Shit, you got
anything, bro.
DistroKid. You want to distribute? You got to pay to distribute the music.
Gotta distribute
Run it with the
everything.
credit.
It's everything.
Mm.
You literally got
So
you really a walking funding company behind yourself. And that's when I say, bro, in music, this when people get booked.
please?
I don't know who that was. But
200K, you can just buy a house with that, with all that funding,
yeah. But
and they'll be okay.
It's deeper on down the line, like because it's strategic ways when you get the fund. I break them up in pies, bro. Like I said, if you got 100,000 in funding business, I break them into 4 pies. That way, if one crash out, I still got 75,000 to invest with. Remember, it only take one play to get you crazy going. So you gotta really, like I say, put plans together and don't be. I wouldn't recommend just dumping everything into one pot, bro. You gotta be very, very strategic. That's why I say have a business plan and making sure that you got everything set up appropriate. So I'm gonna go and finish out this webinar because we've been on it for a minute. I'm gonna knock out the rest of it. Into the next thing. What y'all seeing on y'all side?
Truist.
Huh?
Truist.
Truist Bank.
All right, hold up. I lost my page. What is that? Y'all see the screen again?
Yeah.
All right. So boom. So I'm finna show y'all how to get even more different type of credit union and banks. Because it's banks all over the world. Remember that it's credit unions all over the world, even in California. I'm finna show y'all how to get access to all these different banks to giving out money in other areas. Because remember, we want to build as many banking relationships as we want to. All the banks wants to be your friend, and the more people we build with, that mean the more access we get capital to. We can get access to when it come down to capital. So, this is what called American Consumer Council. Right now, to being able to get access to all these credit union and banks, they charging $15. You got to join this particular councilmanship. And then you got they charge $79 for the business, which is $94. But today, y'all gonna get it for free. So if you go to AmericanConsumerCouncil.com, I'll drop that in the chat real quick. And I'm gonna give y'all this game for free.
Make sure y'all do both of them now. Don't be like me and just do one.
Facts. So if y'all Google American Consumer Council and y'all will see that, y'all take that code when y'all filling out, y'all can do it for personal and business account and literally get it for $0 if y'all use the code Andrews. Everybody good on that code?
Yeah.
All right. The next screen. So is it all making sense to everybody? Am I talking over anybody's head?
No, I understand. I got some more questions, but I ain't gonna hold.
Yeah, that's what I'm finna say. We probably might. I would say y'all can book a consultation, bro, and we can like sit down and talk about it, bro, and then I can help you strategically get to a goal. We most definitely, if I had the time to do it, I most definitely would have did. But yeah, we is getting short on time. So the last thing I say, do I have your permission to help you find success?
Yeah.
For sure though.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for people who are ready. Like I said, if you ain't ready for this, if you ain't ready to take it to the next level, this ain't for you. But I do have different plans to help you get to your goal. My first plan right here, usually typically is $750 for y'all taking the time out with me today for the car. I'm only charging $500. That's for a full credit repair, which that'll be typically a year with me. Of course, the inquiry removal come with it, but you also get my community access for 6 months. So my gold package, I usually charge you a lot of people. This is the one they've been recommending anyway. $1,500 for y'all being on a call with me today. Only going for $1,250 today. That's full credit repair. Also the inquiry removal, the community access, and I also add 2 of my trade lines to y'all credit profile. I had a client, Josh, on here who bought one of my trade lines for $29,000, and I have many more. They help put him in a position to get right too. Then it comes to my mentorship, VIP Hold Your Hand. This is where you can actually sit down with me, get my time. We literally from step by step giving you the goal, exactly what you're trying to get, where you're trying to get to. This is gonna be like a 4 you get 4 1-hour coaching calls with me, which is gonna be a value of 10,000. Um, Crazy game. This just this just the root of. I mean, this just the start of everything, bro. But it get crazier. And this personal and business structure, the totaling with everything with that is probably $15,000 worth of value. If y'all interested into one of these packages, y'all most definitely can get with me on that. And then like I do have financing option now, which I just got probably about maybe 2 weeks ago. We got Klarna and Afterpay, but you literally gotta have good credit to even qualify. Now you don't have to have good credit, you have to have a certain type of credit. You can't have just like a 400 or something like that. You gotta have some type of credit history where it could be 550 or something like that. But the good thing about these two, they do a soft check with no hard inquiries to where like if you get approved, you can have everything broke down and I think it's like payments up to 6 months. You can have it broke down to you. And I do offer in-house financing, which it can go weekly or bi-weekly. It's payment options, and we can get on a phone call if that's something you're interested in, and then we'll be able to go from there. So let me ask before we get out the call: is it anybody ready to start investing into their future today, or is like y'all in a situation it ain't a good time? Can I get some feedback on that?
The in-house financing might be an option.
Okay. So yeah, bro, there's something you interested in. Like I said, we can get on a call and then we can see if it makes sense for you. But if not, like we'll be able to figure out something for you, boss. So yeah, we'll just book a one-on-one, Mac, and we'll be able to get on it.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
I'm interested in in-house financing as well.
Okay, Charlita, for sure. Yep. So yeah, we just get on the call, or like I said, one-on-one. That way we can just kind of see what they look like, what package you interested in, and then we'll just go from there. For sure.
Man, for me personally, bro, I've been rocking with you for a while now, so you'd really just put me on a lot of game, even about spreading out the cards, bro. I just appreciate your game, the mentorship for real, bro.
No, fruit. I'm just glad y'all, man, sit on the call and y'all getting the information. I just want y'all to execute the information I'm giving. Cause like I say, you can go to people charging $2,000-$3,000 mentorship out that game. Now, and I do charge my mentorship, but there's like a whole different ball game. Like this, like it's information like on a different level. But
But and I'm matter of fact, and I just say as a real client, man, one of my guy first clients, bro, back in with like 2021, 2022,
I
seen
remember.
from the jump, bro. I ain't gonna lie, when you put me on that trade line and just everything, bro, you drop some real gems as far as, man, you just gotta be ready to run the play. You everything that you present, bro, I just vouch. You do everything that you saying you do. You're very knowledgeable, and your WAP from your classes and your community, you know, everything's well put together, bro. But yeah, I definitely vouch, bro. I'm gonna get back with you.
No, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Yo. We
But
most
matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it like I told you, bro. I'm applying it, and I'm just gonna keep on hitting you up, you know, asking
Oh,
questions.
thanks, bro. Like I told you, bro. They hit me, bro. We locked in, bro. Let's see.
But I'm finna go with business funding with you though.
Oh, that's what I was just finna go to next. Like, so before we close out, I might can answer about 3 more questions if anybody got anything that they want to ask before I get off the call.
With the options that you provide,
Mhm.
I guess it really depends on the person's situation.
Mhm.
Pretty much, if they start out at the 500, the 1,200, or the whatever the last price was,
Mhm.
yeah, they will pretty much come out with good, clean credit. Correct? Like they'll be able
Oh,
to.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, when it come down to the credit repair, this me and my team working for you on you for a year. But like I say, you know, I do in my agreement is certain things that you got to do to make sure you holding up your end of the bargain, and we hold up our end of the bargain, and we just trying to get you to the goal you trying to get to.
Okay, cool.
Sure. For sure. Yep. So nobody got any more questions. So we'll go to the next slide. So if y'all know anybody that needs funding, I'm not sure who y'all know around, but if y'all know anybody that needs funding, but they have to meet this criteria, you are able to partner with me as well. So they must have at least a 700 plus credit score, no collections, no charge off, no late payments like we discussed, no bankruptcies, 3 inquiries or less on each bureau, and utilization under 15% and under. If y'all know somebody or who looking for funding, and you don't even have to know these data points. If y'all know people who are looking for funding, I charge people 10% on what I get them. So if you send me somebody and they get funded, you will be able to catch a payday just by sending me people. Without knowing none of this information, you will be able to just literally get paid off just sending me people. So if I get somebody approved for 100,000 and I get 10,000 on the back end, you literally just made $2,000 without doing nothing, but just referring me. So that's my partnership program as well. I did want to tell y'all about that tonight. So that's something if you're looking to make income with that. And I've seen people run up money just by sending me people, like, bro, like it's people that really had $2,000-3,000 months just by sending me people my way. And like I say, it's just paying for stuff that they just making extra money off of. And that's everything, man. So that's it for me. Nobody had no questions. So I hope y'all got information, and I will be looking forward to seeing you guys.
Hey, I got one more question, gang. One more
Go
question.
ahead.
Hey, what's the American Consumer Council again? I just got my email. Shit, I'm in there. What is it again, bro? My bad. I was listening, but
What was the
the
the code?
American Consumer Council. No, just what is it again?
Yeah, that's it. American Consumer Council.
Yeah, what is it? Can you just describe basically just real
Oh, what
concise
is it?
description?
Oh, this is just another way you can get access to many banks
Oh, you
around.
said okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
around the U.S. And the reason why, because a lot of these places you can't go to a credit union in California. They could be giving out a crazy bag, but if you can't get access to them because you ain't in
you
footprint,
don't know.
can't get it. So this is why I tell people, American Consumer Council. A lot of these banks, credit unions, they do personal and business. Typically like credit unions who do personal and business. That way I can set up both online. And like I say, it's just maybe another plate that I'm setting up for the future. Yep. And that code is Andrews. I'm gonna drop that in there too.
Quick question on the top three trans union lenders. I know at first it was Fidelity Investments and Elan Card.
Yeah, those still a hit too.
Okay, I just
Those
want.
still a hit too. Fidelity, but they Elon Financial banks. Elon banks. But I typically because it's like funding strategy. I go with them like on the second tier funding because I've did some due diligence on it. You can get like a 10 piece through them, but if you go at them right, them Elon banks, they giving out a bag. You can get 25, 30 easy, like if you go through that second tier.
Okay.
Yep.
Shit, I'm gonna hop off, bro. I ain't gonna take no more of your
Look,
time. I
no,
really appreciate
it's
you though,
good,
bro.
dog. Y'all finna get ready to close everything down, bro. So I'm glad
Appreciate
man.
everybody stayed to the end. So I'm looking forward for y'all to taking action on this information, and then I'll see y'all later. See y'all next time. Let's get it.
All right,
For
bro.
sure.
Appreciate you.
Peace,
Appreciate
bro.
All right,
appreciate that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
no problem.